Okay, so how much weight is safe to lift during pregnancy? You may hear some really random arbitrary guidelines like don't lift more than 3 kilos or 11 kilos or 20 kilos. And if you're a more experienced lifter, you might hear things like lift 50 to 70% of your max loads. I'm going to give you some much simpler guidelines to determine if something is safe to lift during pregnancy. So the first thing that we want to do is blow before you go. Breathe out, exhale on the effort. So for example, in a squat, you breathe in on the way down and then you exhale on the way back up through the hardest part of the movement. There's an entire lesson of this in a few lessons' time. The second thing that helps you lift a weight that is appropriate for you is sticking to something like a rep range of 8 to 12 reps. So if you can't lift 8 reps without perfect form, so if your form breaks down or if you need to hold your breath, then the weight is probably a little bit too heavy and you should go down in weight. Now there is a flip side of this. If you can lift said weight for 12 reps, it's likely a little bit too light and you should increase the weight. This is to ensure that you maintain as much strength and muscle mass as possible. Most of this program, we're going to be sticking to an 8 to 12 rep range. Sometimes we'll be doing a higher rep range, like 15 or even 20 reps, especially when we're doing glute exercises. But in particular, when we're doing any kind of accessory exercise. If you're new to lifting weights or strength training, then you're probably not going to be getting anywhere near your limit on this. And you're going to be perfectly fine. Lift whatever feels comfortable for you. It's not important that you lift the heaviest weights that you possibly can. It's just important to move with good technique, move through full range of motion, and if you can, add a little bit of weight. However, if you're an experienced lifter, you're going to be keen to lift as much weight as you possibly can safely, and these are fantastic guidelines for doing that. Whether you're new to lifting or really experienced, if you follow these guidelines and do everything in this core basics program, that's going to be more than enough to help you safeguard your pelvic floor.